Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to have some more crafty soapy fun today. This is a quick little refresher reminder of what we did last week. Um, just made some fun little sunset soaps on dissolving paper. And we didn't test them yet in water, but we will. When I get to the end of this series, we'll do a big lather test on everything and add a different type of little single-use soaps to the mix that does not use dissolving paper. But this one does use dissolving paper, so let's get right to it. Um, Basically, I'm just melting a little bit more clear here. This one did not take very much clear. I know I didn't give you measurements last time with anything, but just an estimate. I think the full amount of clear this one took was about 3 ounces, 2 to 3 ounces, because I don't remember having to remelt much of anything with this. I'm basically covering it with clear or covering with color and then covering over it with clear. So to me, and you can let me know in the comments after you've watched this or as you see it kind of come together. Uh, this is definitely abstract art, my favorite. Um, and it's just so much fun and it's playing. This is playing. By the end, to me, this looks like the 1990s iconic jazz design that was not my name for it. That's what they called the cups and the plates, the paper cups and plates that were so 1990s and that have even become kind of a meme for the 1990s for those who appreciated the aqua and magenta or aqua and purple, whatever it was. Either way, there's a little bit more color in mine, and mine isn't intending to be that same design. It just reminds me of it a lot. It also reminds me of maybe a finger painting I made when I was a child, but it's fun. And when you cut it up small, they look really cool. It's just, I think it's fun. It's a really fun and easy design, and there's nothing to it. Get some colors you like that you know will go together. If you don't know what colors go together, um, take a look at a color wheel and see what is complementary and what you might want to stay away from, or look at some color blending tutorials. Samantha at the Dancing Soap Dish has a wonderful color blending mica tutorial. So maybe check that one out while you're admiring the fact that the screen in front of you is about the messiest thing you've probably ever seen. Maybe not, because there's not mud up there. It's all clean dirt, or it's not even really dirt. It's a clean mess because everything is soap. But dang, is it messy. So here's where I realize if you'd seen last week's, you'll see that what I'm doing here is silly because I just end up turning it over and pouring more soap on the back. So, but I realized that after getting two sides of this one done, I finally realized it hits me. I don't have to do this now. I can even cut it. As you'll see, if you saw last week's, if you didn't, please go watch it because it was fun. At least I had fun. I hope you did. It was a little bit more of a structured design, but still kind of done in a whimsical way. Because to me, it didn't matter that much what it looked like. So I just played and had fun with it, and it sort of looked like a little beach scene. Each one looked very different, but they all sort of looked like little sunsets. Um, and this one just looks like abstract art or a child's finger painting, or an adult's finger painting because finger painting is fun. Um, but I cut soap with scissors last week for the first time. That was fun. And I'm about to do it again after I get the clear poured on the back. Um, this just seals it in. If you heard last week, we are talking about keeping the humidity and keeping the air away from the paper. So once you seal that in soap, it's going to stay away from the paper and it won't just like accidentally dissolve because uh, glycerin soap is quite humectant and does draw moisture to it. So I made sure to try to seal it in there. Um, you'll see even at the end of this one, I'm going to even seal the edges I cut because I cut this one in a different way and I feel like I kind of compromised it a little bit. I cut, in my opinion, I mean, it worked to cut them, don't get me wrong, but I cut several little slices at once and it made the soap kind of want to come off the paper a little bit in some of the corners, and I thought, "Oh, that's a recipe for maybe them dissolving before I want them to, before you're using them." So, so I went back and dipped the edges just for fun and just to see if that would make it last better. And I have to tell you, I didn't really do much of anything with these. I used a couple, had a few in my bathroom just for fun and to play with them. And I definitely got more than one use per little bit. Um, I would set them to the side, not in a soap dish or something. I'd set them to the side on a little shelf where they could dry. And I kept using them. You probably got 4 uses out of one of them. Um, but you can feel good or feel okay tossing them because that paper will dissolve. If you don't want to use it again, it's going to dissolve. It's not going to, it's definitely, and the soap is biodegradable. So we have that. But yeah, I'm cutting soap with paper. I mean, cutting soap with scissors. Yes, I'm cutting the paper with scissors too, but I'm just cutting the soap from the edges with scissors a little bit too. And that's got me thinking. So there will be some video soon with me making sheets of soap and cutting them with scissors just to see what I can do with it. Because if you know me, I like experimenting. If you don't know me, I like experimenting. I like pushing the boundaries and seeing what I can do with something. If I have a fail, so what? I probably will have a compilation video coming up with some fails on it, just so you can sort of, see not every design works every time. And, everybody likes to show their best on YouTube video. I do show you when I have goof ups frequently, but there have been a few soaps where I'm like, I don't know if I want to show that soap. So I'll probably make a compilation of some of those, some of my uh, less than awesome soaps. Um, but I feel like those can be learned from just as much as the soaps that turn out great and awesome. I feel like these turn out really cool and are great and awesome if you like one use, single use, or 4-time use soaps, whatever. They wouldn't be a bad little thing to take if you popped a few in a Ziploc baggie and take them on a trip with you, or use them for travel soaps, something like that. Because they definitely last well and travel well. I was all worried about the sealing and all this stuff. Well, I did this video, I believe over or about a year ago, and they traveled with me to Iowa when I moved because I didn't really do much of anything with them. Like I said, I just, used a few and then kind of put them away and forgot about them. And when I moved, they came with me and they made the move to Iowa in a really, really hot moving trailer that we had, um, with without any damage. They look great. They look just the same as the day I made them. Um, and they still work like so. I tried one out. I will probably, in the very last video I do, I'm going to add something to it because I made 2 designs. And this, again, I think this one is my favorite. But I think I'm going to, at the end, when I do part 3, is going to be my lather test, but it's also going to be me adding in another design. So that part of the video will be new. And I'll probably do a second lather test just to show you how well they are lasting a year later and how, how durable they are, because they kind of surprised me. But here you see me dipping the edges a little bit just to seal some of the ones I thought in stacking those when I cut them, that I may have compromised them a little. So if you had fun or learned anything, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and come back next week for the lather test. Thanks. Bye.